What is your question this morning? Think of a question. I'll wait. What is your question this morning? The answer is write it off and move on. Now that your worries are over, write it off and move on. Chapter 9 of the Book of Ordinary Oracles. The New Year's Eve Tarot. At stroke of midnight, close thine eyes and dream and wish and fantasize what thou wouldst most sincerely prize this coming year. Then visualize. Now pick a card, and thou shalt see a catalyst. That is the key to things that will transformeth thee, if thou wouldst heed its wise decree. That's the invocation of the New Year's Eve Tarot. Here's a tarot to be used on New Year's Eve, or a tarot oracle to be used on New Year's Eve, birthdays, or on the eve of any year-long endeavor. As the above poem suggests, you must have a wish or a goal in mind before you select a card. The card then delivers not a yes or no answer, or a warning or a prediction, but information about a catalyst that can transform your life in the coming year. Something that can make you a person worthy of your heart's desire. This oracle only uses the 22 classic trump cards, plus an extra trump I've added just for fun. And it also uses the 4 aces. So you could use dice if you want to select a tarot card if you don't own a tarot deck. But you'll only be able to draw the 22 trumps. You won't be able to draw the extra goofy card or the wands or the aces. The charming designs for the cards were drawn by Brianna Siri, who has graciously allowed you to make 1 copy each for your own use. And that's what I was talking about yesterday. We've got the entire Greater Arcana and the aces. And here's an example of her charming illustrations of the cards, the trump cards. All of her characters have this almost extraterrestrial look to them. They're just absolutely charming. And obviously this is not going to work with me holding it up 26 times. But I would really urge you to get a copy of the Book of Ordinary Oracles, and you have permission to reproduce these cards. Just go down to Staples or someplace and print them out on cardstock and cut them out, and have your own deck. So we're going to start with. So I will use the illustrations from my Tarot of Ceremonial Magic. 0, the Fool. A pure buffoon skips toward his doom, an abyss of profound uncertainties. It takes a fool to seed that womb with all possible possibilities. Innocence is the catalyst. The fool's decree is clear. By purity of heart, you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. Key number 1, the magician. The magician is a crafty boy. He'll cause your mind to boggle. He can't create, he can't destroy. But boy, can that guy juggle. Dexterity is the catalyst. The magician's decree is clear. By craft and skill, you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. Number 2, the high priestess. Twixt dark and light, a maid serene weaves spells of fascination, spinning moonlight veils from strands of dream to conceal your initiation. The female is the catalyst. The high priestess' decree is clear. By virginity's power, you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. Number 3, the Empress. The Empress sits before a door of a garden in full bloom, at once a chaste wife and a whore, all life within her womb. Beauty is the catalyst. The Empress's decree is clear. By sweet romance you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. The Emperor, number 4. A warrior king, the emperor he, his empire firmly established, dictating all within his sea, his enemies killed or banished. Domination is the catalyst. The emperor's decree is clear. By ambition, you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. The Hierophant, number 5. A holy man who hears and heeds the voice of God within him. Sweet mysteries priest who dares to lead the souls of men and women. The voice of your soul is the catalyst. The Hierophant's decree is clear. Through inspiration, you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. Number 6, the Lovers. Upon the woman, man looks with lust, but the angel is her true lover. The man imagines what he must, but it's a God who makes love to her. A marriage is the catalyst. The lover's decree is clear. By a union, you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. Number 7, the Chariot. the Holy Grail, a victorious knight, serving neither evil nor good. His chariot is the mystic shrine of the cup of holy blood. Victory is the catalyst. The charioteer's decree is clear. In triumph, you will be transformed to greet the coming year. The old deck is called Strength, and it's number 8 in the old deck. To hold the lion's strength, to hold the lion's jaws apart, great bravado is a must. But stronger still than strength of heart is good old-fashioned lust. Courage is the catalyst. Strength's decree is clear. By passion, you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. The Hermit, number 9. The hermit shuns the world of wealth. On mountain top he stands. He hides himself within his self, but gives his light to man. Solitude is the catalyst. The hermit's decree is clear. In silence, you will be transformed to greet the coming year. Excuse me, morning frog in the throat. The Wheel of Fortune. Upon the rim fight creatures 3, and fortune's wheel keeps spinning. Feeling, thought, and ecstasy. Eternal loss and winning. Amusement is the catalyst. Fortune's decree is clear. By having fun, you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. Justice. The goddess Justice sits with poise and wields the scale and sword. Avoid extremes. Don't rock the boat. Balance is its own reward. Equilibrium's the catalyst. Justice's decree is clear. At gravity's point, you will be transformed to greet the coming year. Number 12, the Hanged Man. A martyred man, suspended tight, crucified or drowned. Truth mirrors truth, and light mirrors light, even when you're upside down. Reversal is the catalyst. The hanged man's decree is clear. Through sacrifice, you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. Death. Sometimes the death card really means death. Sometimes, but very seldom. It brings the end of unbearable stress when any change is welcome. A grand finale is the catalyst. Death's decree is clear. Through inevitable change, you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. Temperance. And I'm going to hold up Bree's picture because her temperance is more or less based on the classic thing with the angel pouring water on a lion and fire on an eagle, pouring water on opposite elemental symbols of each other. And mine's a little more abstract. There's the lion and the eagle, the sun and the moon. The angel temperance evokes a mist of steam from magic born. Water and fire most subtly mixed with light. The rainbow forms. The union of opposites is the catalyst. Temperance's decree is clear. By alchemy, you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. The devil. Bad sees bad and good sees good. Ignorance is the greatest evil. The ignorant just look at God and see nothing but the devil. Temptation is the catalyst. The devil's decree is clear. Transmute a vice, and you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. The Tower. The house of God. A tower high by God's own hand is blasted. But the world would stop, all life would die, forever had it lasted. Destruction is the catalyst. The tower's decree is clear. By war and danger you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. The star. Every man and every woman is a star, most glorious and resplendent. Would each of us know who we are, self-radiant and independent? Hope is the catalyst. The star's decree is clear. By your inner light, you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. The moon. She's constant in consistency. Her glamour ever-changing, the moon's allure is never sure, eternal waxing and waning. Illusion is the catalyst, the moon's decree is clear. By seeing through it, you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. The sun. Lord of all terrestrial life, your rays we daily cherish. Source of liberty, source of light, without whom all would perish. Self-image is the catalyst. The sun's decree is clear. By shamelessness you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. Judgment. Now mine is sort of, there's Brianna's. Isn't that just precious? That's more like the classic image. This is very thelemic version. It's the Aeon. But the old one is called Judgment. Apocalypse comes regularly. We may as well learn to face it. The world breaks down periodically. It's just easier to replace it. Resolution is the catalyst. Judgment's decree is clear. Make a decision, and you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. The world. Amid the stars, a dancer whirls to the music for creation. Each turn transforms a world fulfilled into a world of expectation. Patience is the catalyst. The world's decree is clear. With year and time, you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. And now here's that special card. Now, in the book, the publisher wisely told me to call this the screw up. But for me, it's the fuck up. So that's how I'll read it. Non-existent Trump number 22. The fuck up. The fuck up stands where he shouldn't stand, says things he shouldn't say, lets opportunities slip through his hands, and screws up every day. You're supposed to draw your own face there. Incompetence is the catalyst. The fuck-up's decree is clear. By blundering, you will be transformed to greet the coming year. Now, I told you that the New Year's Eve Tarot also uses the 4 trumps. So we'll finish today's reading with the 4 trumps. Oh, I'd like to just point out that all the wands in the Tarot of Ceremonial Magic, I'll do it this way, all the wands are a drawing of my own almond wand that I cut in the backyard of a Huntington Beach. It was almost like a burglary. I could have got arrested for that. But anyway, it's a long story, but it's in My Life with the Spirits. Please read it. Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands, the soul's true will, the purpose for your existence. Discover your will, and you shall kill the source of all resistance. Your true will is the catalyst. The Ace of Wands decree is clear. By self-control, you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. The Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is love for sure, perhaps a wound from Cupid. Or platonic love, that's far more pure, but you'll act just as stupid. Love is the catalyst. The Ace of Cups decree is clear. with loving heart, you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. The Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is power invoked, authority and discrimination. A deadly tool when you're provoked, dread source of consternation. Contention is the catalyst. Ace of Swords' decree is clear. Through altercation, you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. And finally for today, and the New Year's Eve Oracle, the Ace of Discs. And I'll remind you, my Ace of Discs is my own personal pentacle. Ace of Discs, the physical plane, is what you think is real. Like real rocks, like real pain, what you see, hear, taste, and feel. Property is the catalyst. Ace of Discs' decree is clear. By money, you'll be transformed to greet the coming year. And that's the end of the New Year's Eve Oracle. I hope you've enjoyed that. And if you would, again, I'll remind you, if you would like to make your own New Year's Eve Oracle, it'll be most helpful if you actually have the book. Tomorrow we're going to do one of my favorite all-time chapters, the Oracle of Mark Twain. But in a sense, it's an extended comment on the oracles of bibliomancy. But anyway, I hope you're having a good week. I hope you enjoyed the Saturn Jupiter show last night. It won't be as dramatic tonight, but anyway, it's time for me to go. I will see you tomorrow. Continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law. Love under will